It's a big fat no from the United States Supreme Court against Donald Trump and RFK Jr.'s transparent efforts to manipulate the vote and disenfranchise voters, to interfere with the election by keeping RFK Jr. on state ballots where it could help Donald Trump, but trying to take him off battleground state ballots where it would hurt Donald Trump. You're on the new Legal AF YouTube channel. I'm Michael Popok, sitting at the intersection of law and politics, and here's my report. Supreme Court has rejected RFK Jr.'s emergency application to get himself ripped off of the Michigan and Wisconsin ballots because he claims, well, I'm just trying to help Donald Trump. Obviously, but that doesn't give you the right to F with the ballots. The ballots in Wisconsin and Michigan have already gone out. The mail-in ballots have already started to be returned. In Wisconsin, 850,000 people have already voted absentee. In Michigan, 1.5 million absentee ballots have already gone out, and in-person voting has already started. To which RFK Jr., Bobby, Bobby's solution was just put little stickers over my name on the ballots. No, we're going to take. And the Supreme Court a month ago already told RFK Jr. no before with his attempts to do election interference. See, he wanted to stay on the ballot in New York because he wanted to suck away votes in favor of Kamala Harris for Donald Trump. That's the problem. He's just too obvious in his trying to help Donald Trump. It's not about a full and fair election. It's not about voter rights. It's not about every vote counting. It's about harming and interfering with the election and disenfranchising voters. I'm sorry that people may want to vote for RFK Jr. in Michigan and Wisconsin, and that may have an effect on Donald Trump's outcome. It helps Kamala Harris. I think the Supreme Court just blew a little wind into Kamala Harris's sail to help her across the finish line. Look, she's got to win Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and Michigan. Let me repeat. If she wins Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and Michigan, she's the president of the United States. No doubt about it. But she's got to win all those three. She can win if she wins Pennsylvania and some other combinations, but those combinations are infinitely harder. It's like Arizona and Nevada, and maybe she needs Georgia. Just Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania. Now, it's razor-thin margins, maybe, if you believe the polling. If you believe the polling, it's about less than a point separates Kamala Harris and Donald Trump in Michigan and Wisconsin. Less than a point. Although I'm seeing some overwhelming early voting numbers, which suggest advantage Democrats. I also think Hillary Clinton. Sorry, I also think Kamala Harris underpolls. I think there's a pent-up euphoria about voting for Kamala Harris that will be expressed now, early voting, through Election Day. That isn't picked up in the, we polled 800 people, we polled 1,200 people. How? Through social media, through the mail, through a phone call, none of which I've ever gotten in my 40 years of voting. Okay? So I think it's undervoting. Every time people have had the opportunity to say yay or nay, thumbs up or thumbs down for Democrats and Kamala Harris in the last, since 2020, it's gone the Democrats' way in huge numbers. The 2020 election, midterms, supposed to be a red wave. It wasn't. It was basically a tie, which none of the all the pollsters were like, how did that happen? Yeah, because your polling sucks, because you're between 2 and 4 points off in every state. Every special election, Democrats. Every time abortion's on the ballot, even in red states, Democrats. How about money? 4 times the amount of money being given to Kamala Harris in just 2 months. Billions of dollars. That's a way to vote. And now we've got this ruling. So, look, Donald Trump was another series of ridiculous, poor judgment, poor calculus by Donald Trump in the last 2 months. J.D. Vance, he gets picked as his vice president. And RFK Jr., he decides to get into bed with. I mean, no pun intended. With this unholy alliance where RFK Jr. thinks he's going to be able to deliver his 1.5% that wanted to vote for him. Never happening. In return, he's going to be in charge of our science and medicine and vaccine policies. Oh my God. He's going to be the next Anthony Fauci. In any event, I don't think much of his 1.5% of the people that he was polling at one point. I think they've all abandoned ship because they didn't want to vote for Donald Trump or Joe Biden at the time, for that matter. They wanted to vote for somebody else. And now they'll vote for Kamala Harris. And they're moving. RFK Juniors, if you do polling now, they're all cutting for Kamala Harris. Just like Nikki Haley's voters are voting in large numbers, in majority votes for Kamala Harris. And it matters in Wisconsin and Michigan. Now, there was one Supreme Court justice guess. I'll give you three choices that were in favor of allowing the emergency appeal for RFK Jr. to go forward. And that was Neil Gorsuch, at least in Michigan. This is the same Supreme Court that just a month ago said that he's not allowed to put himself on the ballot in New York. Make up your mind, man. You want to be on the ballot or off the ballot? Well, whatever helps Donald Trump. And that's the problem, because that's the answer to the question. So I don't even get why Neil Gorsuch, 8 other people on this MAGA right-wing alt-right thought, no, we shouldn't allow little stickers to be put on ballots taking off RFK Jr.'s name at this late in the game. That's election interference. So a win for Kamala Harris. We'll continue to report on it. I'm glad you're here, by the way. Legal AF, the YouTube channel, at Legal AF MTN. We're doing this in collaboration with the Midas Touch Network. I'm the chief curator. I'm putting together all the stories at the intersection of law and politics, bringing you on some great commentators from the Midas universe and some new people that you haven't heard from or heard enough of right here on Legal AF, the YouTube channel. So bring your friends and family over. Early voting is open. Hit the subscribe button. We're trying to build this network, get it to a size that's just robust as an institution that'll be around post-election. That's what we want. The bigger we are, the more your voice is heard. And I'm Michael Popok, and I welcome you to the Legal AF YouTube channel. So until my next contribution, my next Legal AF podcast, Wednesdays and Saturdays, 8 p.m. Eastern Time on the Midas Touch Network. I'm Michael Popok, and I am reporting. In collaboration with the Midas Touch Network, we just launched the Legal AF YouTube channel. Help us build this pro-democracy channel where I'll be curating the top stories at the intersection of law and politics. Go to YouTube now and free subscribe at Legal AF MTN. That's at Legal AF MTN.